banking as well as some stock reports. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. First, the headlines. SEC warns Nigerians against investing in unregistered online platforms. CBN freezes another 194 accounts of firms, BDCs, others. Federal government pledges to lift Nigeria out of poverty, unemployment. Also in the headlines, NNPC to resume oil exploration in Sokoto Basin. Those are the headlines. Now the news in detail. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has warned the investing public on the proliferation of unregistered online investment and trading platforms facilitating access to securities trading in foreign markets. This is contained in a circular to the capital market operators issued by the management of the Commission in Abuja. According to the circular, the attention of the SEC has been drawn to the existence of several providers of online investment and trading platforms which purportedly facilitate direct access of the investing public in the Federal Republic of Nigeria to securities of foreign companies listed on securities exchanges registered in other jurisdictions. The Commission categorically stated further that by the provisions of the Sections 67 to 70 of the Investments and Securities Act 2007 and Rules 414 and 415 of the SEC Rules and Regulations, only foreign securities listed on any exchange registered in Nigeria may be issued, sold or offered for sale or subscription to the Nigerian public. Accordingly, the Commission notified the CMOs who work in concert with the referenced online platforms of the Commission's position and advised them to desist henceforth. The Central Bank of Nigeria on Thursday said it got orders from the Federal High Court Abuja Division to freeze 194 bank accounts belonging to firms and bureau de change to enable it to conduct investigations into suspicious activities. It disclosed this on Thursday in 3 separate documents on its website. In one of the documents, the CBN said it got an order to freeze 60 bank accounts of Blue Bean Capital Limited. The CBN, as the plaintiff stated, said the accounts were domiciled in 13 different banks. Blue Bean, as the respondent, had 8 accounts each in Access Bank and Keystone Bank, 7 each in First Bank and Eco Bank, 5 each in UBA and GD Bank, 4 each in Fidelity Bank, FCNB and Sterling Bank, 3 accounts in Polaris Bank, 2 each in Wema Bank and Heritage Bank, and 1 in Providus Bank. In another document, the CBN said it got an order to freeze 84 accounts in 17 banks. The third documents revealed that the banking regulator had the court order to freeze 50 accounts domiciled in different banks. The motions ex parte, which was signed on different dates, sought the orders of the court to direct the banks to freeze all other bank accounts of the defendants for a period of 180 days, pending the outcome of investigation and inquiry being conducted by the CBN. Now, Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom yesterday inaugurated the ultra-modern Tor Tiv Palace in Boko, headquarters of the Tiv Nation. Speaking at the occasion, the governor acknowledged the support and cooperation of the 14 Tiv local government areas with the state government to the success of the gigantic project. He said the process to build a befitting palace in Otukbo for the Ochidoma had already commenced. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has announced plans to resume active oil exploration in Sokoto Basin. A statement issued in Abuja by NNPC spokesperson Kenny Obatero said the corporation's group managing director, Mele Kyari, said exploration for crude would resume in the Sokoto Basin. The NNPC boss disclosed this while receiving the governor of Kebbi State, Atiku Bagudu, who paid Kyari a courtesy visit in his office. He outlined the basins to include the Benue Trau, Chad Basin, Sokoto, and Bida basins. Kyari restated NNPC's commitment to the partnership with KB State for the production of biofuels, describing the project as viable and in tandem with the global transition to renewable energy. The federal government says it is determined to do all it entails to lift the country out of poverty and unemployment. The Minister, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Mr. Richard Adebayo, stated this in Jos at the 2020 ITF Merit Award ceremony. Represented by the Director of Administration of the Ministry, Mr. Samuel Alabi, the Minister said that the commitment of the federal government to diversify the nation's economy and put it back to the path of growth through policies such as the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, the Economic Sustainability Plan, and the various support schemes for the MSME sectors of the economy had never been in doubt. He commended the ITF for the work it was doing in ensuring that Nigerians were equipped with the requisite skills. Adebayo disclosed that the fund had become a dependable ally of the federal government by the implementation of several skills intervention programs that trained over 500,000 youths since the present Director General assumed office in 2016. He said the fund had been mentioned and identified by the presidency as the foremost agency of the government at the forefront of the federal government's job and wealth creation policy. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the Nigerian Railway Corporation, and the Bayelsa State Government are set to resuscitate the railway foundry. This was disclosed when the DG of NIMASA, Dr. Bashir Jamo, in company with the MD of NRC, Fidel Okiria, and some other senior executives of both organizations, inspected the Nigerian Railway Foundry located within the NRC complex in Ebute Metta, Lagos. The NIMASA DG, in a statement titled NIMASA NRC Bayelsa Partner to Revive Century-Old Foundry, said provision has to be made where wrecks would be kept and recycled. Jamo indicated that the foundry would create several jobs with spare parts for shipbuilding and ship repairs, thereby saving foreign exchange for the country. He noted that not only wrecks would be recycled at the foundry, but other damaged iron-based components and metals such as scrapped cars and machinery. Almost a week after the popular Agodi spare parts market got raised by an unprecedented inferno, some traders seem to have put the mishap behind them as construction of new tent for business purposes had begun, though a huge number are finding it hard to start afresh. Splash FM reporter Femi Ojo visited the scene to ascertain the level of damage and the adverse effects it's having on the prices of spare parts and state economy.
At the Agodi Gate spare part market continues to count their losses from the unfortunate fire outbreak that devastated their means of livelihood a few days ago, leaving most of the traders affected with little or nothing to hope for. The adverse effect could be way more than what most people could imagine, as automobile owners, mechanics, transporters, commuters might be in for some adverse changes that definitely would not be palatable. While considering the long-term effect of the inferno on the market being the biggest spare part market in the state, rendering services to other states nationwide, obviously the state will also have its negative share as revenue generated from the ever-booming commercial hub will be halted, hence causing a reduction to the internally generated revenue.
Billions of naira. Ọjà bí ọjà ayé ni, ọjà gbajúgbajà ni, ọjà tí è sọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́mọ ni. Ó dé Ghana, ó dé Benin Republic, ó dé Cameroon, tí ń kọjá wá bí tí ń kọjá lọ́mọ. So ọjà ńlá ni. So gbogbo lẹ Nàìjíríà kò tiẹ̀ síbi tí ọ̀fọ̀ kan. Jẹ́rálẹ̀ látijọ́ sáyédé tọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Ní nǹkan ti pakasọ díẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Torí most ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n fi kóúnjẹ wálé látoko. Most àwọn ọkọ̀ kan ní 40, wọn ò rí bí wọn ò rẹ̀ yára tí wọ́n lò fún.
On my visit this morning to the scene of the unexpected accident, I met a huge number of traders sitting down on rebels of block pulled down as a result of the inferno, and a surrounding field with hashes looking devastated and helpless, while a few who were lucky to have salvaged some of their goods were already putting up tents to keep the spirit and body alive. Most of the traders who spoke with me recalled the ordeal, their dilemma and frustration, noting that even before the accident happened, the fluctuating exchange rate had crippled market situation, making it extremely hard for them to survive.
Àwọn dọ́là ṣe ń lo òkè bẹ́ẹ̀ ni nǹkan pàtì lójoojúmọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ táìmù tó yẹ kọjá wà coronavirus kíkọ́ kọ́kọ́ ti affect gbogbo market tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ already irú eléyìí tó tún wá kún yìí ọwọ́ ajẹ́ kí nǹkan forúkú mi sí pátákó tó dé jíà 100,000 going to 130 kìí ṣe under kan gbogbo mọ́tò ní gbogbo nǹkan pilẹ̀ tí wọ́n coronavirus ṣe tiẹ̀ dọ́là tó lòkè ó ṣe tiẹ̀.
They added that the accident no doubt will worsen the situation of things as most of the traders affected had lost their capital to the inferno, while the lucky ones will have to dance to the tune of demand and supply. A mechanical engineer and an automobile owner who spoke with me on the situation of things as regards the spare part market and the increase in the price of commodities couldn't hold back their frustration, though they sympathize with the traders.
Tẹ́lẹ̀ behind be 1,000. Ní ìsìnbáyé kí n tó rí lè kó tó gba 4,000 ilé ẹyọ ẹnìkan oṣù tí kéjì tí ẹ̀gán gógó mọ́kàn máa ní ìjẹ́ ní 4,000. Kò sẹ́ni tí ó kan àbẹ̀ tí ó kì í bá wá sí géètì ìdàwọ̀ ara jàǹbì. Tọ̀pọ̀tọ̀ ni kò tiẹ̀ wá kó orí tó fẹ́ rà ní ìṣètí náà di jó gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ kéèyàn ò rí mọ́.
Moreover, they noted that the accident definitely will affect all sectors in the state, pleading with the government of the day to provide bailout to the affected traders, while the federal government should come up with policies that will help normalize the fluctuating exchange rate.
Kò sí country táwa náà ti wá arajà wá sí inú sọ̀pàtì à ń lọ sí Dubai à ń lọ sí US kò sí country táyì sábà lọ láti lè tàbí lè rajà kí ìkìlì lè bá àchí bó ti lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀ sì ni pé kò sẹ́ni tí ó lọ sí other country tí ò yẹ pé dọ́làsì náà ni wọ́n máa ṣe kó tó di pé yóò rí ọjà tó bá fẹ́ rárá ṣùgbọ́n lórí àárín tẹ mẹ́nubà yẹn àwọn ìjọba wa látòkè àwọn ni wọ́n lè bá wa sí tí dọ́là yóò fi lẹ́sìn tí ó fi gbà tí ọjà wa ló fi lẹ́sìn tó bá sí.
For Splash FM News, I am Femi Ojo.
Let's now link up with Femi Ojo for some stock exchange reports.
Morning. Here is the summary of trading activities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange for yesterday, the 8th day in the month of April 2021. I bullish with to close the market for investors as the all-share index appreciated by 0.7% to close at 38,799.83 basis points. Over 145.3 million units of shares valued at over 1.575 billion naira was traded in 3,525 deals, and the equity capitalization summed up to over 20.3 trillion naira. A look at the top three gainers for yesterday's trading. We have GPLC topping the gainers pack, gaining 3 kobo to close at 34 kobo. Japan Gold gained 5 kobo to close at 58 kobo. And Ohando gained 16 kobo to close at 3 naira 26 kobo. For the decliners, we have Royalist topping the pack, losing 3 kobo to close at 36 kobo. Jais Bank lost 4 kobo to close at 62 kobo. And Honeyflower lost 6 kobo to close at 1 naira 13 kobo. For the major players, we have FBN Holdings topping the traders pack, trading over 21.8 million units of shares. Guaranteed traded over 20.5 million units of shares. Zenith Bank traded over 17.5 million units of shares. Access traded over 8.5 million units of shares. And Japan Gold traded over 7.5 million units of shares. That was a summary of trading activities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange for yesterday, the 8th day in the month of April 2021. Join me on Monday when I bring you the outcome of today's trading and the whole week's wrap-up. I am Femi Ojo. Have a blessed week.
And that's it on Business Splash today on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. Join us next week for another edition. Until then, I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Thank you for listening. Good morning.